But what we have to do is to keep going. On the show today, I have two wonderful guests with me. But before I introduce my guest, I like to say, if you've been following us on this program, Hitches and Voices, we've been on a series for the past 3 weeks, which is on disability, love, dating, and marriage. And I know many of our audience out there, many of our fans, followers enjoyed that series thoroughly. But we'll be moving away from all that. And today, our focus will be on the International Day for Persons with Disability, coming up on the 3rd of December this year. It is a yearly event. And who else to talk about this than the guest I have with me in the studio today, Executive Director, Network for the Advancement of Persons with Visible Disability, NAVID, Melody Omosa Esquire. Welcome to Hitches and Voices.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
I also have with me in the studio, Executive Director, Christabel Otueru Foundation, Onome Otueru. Welcome to Hitches and Voices.
Thank you for having me here today.
And we have a brand new sign language interpreter for today, standing in for Cynthia Godwinaya. It's Osarime Osabunye. She'll be interpreting for our deaf community. I'd like to welcome her to her maiden appearance on the program, Hitches and Voices. My name is Kingsley Okoje. Don't forget that this program is powered by Network for the Advancement of People with Visible Disabilities, NAVID. NAVID is a known name in Edo State and in Nigeria that is advocating for the rights of persons with disability. Without wasting so much time, we delve into the program proper now. I'd like to ask the Executive Director of NAVID the very first question. It's the International Day for Persons with Disability, a yearly event. We all know that that day is set aside by the United Nations to celebrate persons with disability. But NAVID, who has been at the forefront of the advocacy for persons with disability, has seized the opportunity of that day to have the Rights Above Charity Lecture. And I know this year will not be different. You're also planning to have that same lecture, which is the 14th in the series of lecture. Can you just take us through some historical background about the International Day for Persons with Disability and the Rights Above Charity Lecture?
All right, thank you. And again, I'm glad to be with listeners and viewers today. The United Nations in 1981 through 1991 declared a decade of recognizing the contribution of persons with disabilities, and they call it a decade of celebrating persons with disabilities. It was an era where particular attention was paid to persons with disabilities, their contributions, their resilience, the challenges, their plagues, their effort. And at the end of 1991, they decided in 1992 to set aside a day yearly to celebrate the contributions of persons with disabilities. By the reckoning of the United Nations, the world's population of about over 8 billion have 15% of that as persons with disability. If your mathematics or arithmetic is anything to go by, you will know we're talking about over 1 billion persons that live with disability. So it's a significant population of the world's demography that needs to be recognized.
That's like two continents put together.
Thank you very much. So that journey started in 1992, and since then, every year, attention has been paid to breaking down the barriers, as it were, identifying issues that militate against the integration of persons with disability fully into society, so much that they can operate and function on an equal basis with people without disability. So it's either hearing that it's either they are trying to break down one barrier, emphasizing inclusion and access. That's been the trajectory since 1992, and this year is no different. They are fostering inclusion fostering inclusion and leadership of persons with disability to make a society that works for all. That's what UN is looking at this year. Then at NAVID, in 2011, we inaugurated the Rights Above Charity Lecture, principally to emphasize the rights of persons with disabilities to coexist with their counterparts without disability on an equal basis with others, emphasizing their rights to political, economic, and social inclusion, recognizing the fact that disability, as it were, is a social construct. And when that is viewed from the lens that it's society that makes disability, then society also needs to find a way of appreciating the diversity of humanity and allowing everyone within their space to contribute to growth of society as much as they could. And like you said, since 2011, we have had a bit of history. This will be the 14th in its role of celebrating the International Day of Persons with Disabilities with a lecture themed Rights Above Charity lecture. Like you also noted, the celebration is on the 3rd of December, which is Wednesday, December 3rd. And we have also planned to have activities, not just a lecture. We have a rally and also a lecture to commemorate this year's UN Day for Persons with Disabilities.
Beautiful. Executive Director, Christopher Otero Foundation. Your organization has been a big ally of the disability community, and you have participated in several International Day for Persons with Disability. How significant is that day for you? And why do you always partner with the community to celebrate that day?
Well, I'll answer that question by saying we are not just allied, we are parts of the disability community. Because we don't just see ourselves as partners, but we are also part of that community. And that day, the way we see Christmas is the way I and my people see that very day. It's a big day because that day is created to create awareness to the society, because the way the public view people with disability in this part of the world is not that too encouraging, and we need more sensitization. We need more pushing of the importance of everyone identifying with persons with disability. You can rightly hear what the rundown Barrister Melody made just now concerning the UN and all the rest. All the UN is trying to do to make sure that more awareness are being created. And I thank God for this year's theme. It's talking about inclusion, right? And we are looking for total inclusion, 100% inclusion. We want people's perception concerning those who are living with disability to change, because either we like it or not, one way or the other, somebody out there will also join the community. Some may join by age. By the time they begin to age, they have become, they've joined the community of people with disability. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the reason why our people out there, their mindsets need to be changed. And I pray this year, the message, I pray it goes far beyond our targets. And the Living Above Charity lecture, Rights Above Charity lecture is also another means of reaching people. And I want to appreciate NAVID for that initiative, because it has really done so much in educating the people, and not just the people in authority. I've also learned so much about people with disability through that lecture. And as I rightly said, every 3rd of December is more like a Christmas to me, because it gives me joy seeing everybody going out there to tell the world that we are the same with those who perceive to be those who don't have disability.
All right.
You understand?
Yes. Thank you so much. I know that at the level of NAVID, the International Day for Persons with Disability is not just a mere ceremony. For the past 14 years, you've used that program to drive specific advocacy. You've used it to start certain campaign. What's the vision for this year? What are you targeting this year? What's the message? What's the central theme for this year's celebration?
All right, thank you. In 2011, when we started, the campaign was, we do not want issues of disabilities to be viewed as mere charity. It should not. I recall vividly the first speech I made on that day, while talking to His Excellency, the then Governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, who incidentally is now the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District. I said, yes, he recognizes the disability community, but we do not want...
I recall he was present at that event.
He was present. He inaugurated the Rights Above Charity lecture, and we told him that this should go beyond the benevolence of any individual. And one way to do that is to institutionalize the rights of persons with disability by having a disability right law in place. And then we started a campaign that led to an executive bill to have a disability right law being transmitted to the House of Assembly in 2012, which of course wasn't passed then. Where, thank God, by 2023, after more than 10 years of repeated advocacy, we finally had a law, 2022 precisely. 2021, the Rights Above Charity lecture, which held at the Festival Hall in Government House, extracted a commitment, a deliberate commitment from the then governor of Edo State,
Godwin
Obaseki, that was he promising that in 2022 we will have a disability law. He said, he answered in the affirmative. And by July 28, 2022, a disability law was passed. We celebrated that and wanted a commission that the law created to be inaugurated by virtue of Section 24 and 25 of the Edo State Persons with Disability Law. That was the focus of the 2024 Rights Above Charity lecture that was held on the 3rd of December last year. At the end of that program, a communique was issued calling on the newly inaugurated government in Edo State. By the way, the government just marked a year in the office, and our congratulations to him. We ask that as one of his first things to be done, and indeed for us a low-hanging fruit for the administration to take to achieve, was to inaugurate that commission. On the 26th of March this year, 2025, the Edo State Commission for Persons with Disability was inaugurated. You can see that there is a direct link between celebrating the International Day and using the platform of the Rights Above Charity lecture to demand certain strategic interventions of government in making society inclusive for persons with disability. For this year, 2025, we are celebrating the fact that we now have a commission. This will be the first time the disability community will be celebrating with a commission in place, saddled with the responsibility for their education, healthcare, and every other thing that is provided by the law.
All right.
And as a matter of fact, it's a joint celebration.
All right, we'll go into all of that. Okay. But we'll go on a quick break now. We'll come back from the break. We'll continue our conversation with the Executive Director, NAVID, and the Executive Director, Christabel Otuero Foundation, Onome Otuero. We'll go on a short break now, and we'll be back. Happy faces there, celebrating NAVID for those beautiful intervention. At the level of NAVID, we do our best to intervene in the lives of persons with disability. And just in case you love what we do, you want to support us to keep more smiles on the faces of many persons with disability in Edo State and in Nigeria at large, you can support us. Our account number is on your screen. Give the little you can to advance the cause of NAVID. We'll go back to our conversation now. Don't forget, our conversation is on the International Day for Persons with Disability and the Rights Above Charity Lecture coming up on the 3rd of December. And with me in the studio is the Executive Director, NABVID, Melody Omosa, Executive Director, Christabel Otero Foundation, Onome Otero. Once again, gentlemen, welcome to Ages and Voices.
Thank you very much.
If you follow the theme of the International Day for Persons with Disability, something has been very constant in the theme. It is inclusion and access. Inclusion and access. How important is inclusion and access? And with the establishment of the Edo State Disability Commission, are we gradually moving towards inclusion and accessibility?
Well, for us to have inclusion in society, it needs to be particularly legislated on. And that's why we have the law for protecting the rights and interests of people with disability in the first place. Like I said earlier, was enacted in 2022. The commission to drive the implementation of that law was what was lacking. And I'm glad, like I said, in March this year, on the 26th of March this year, that commission was inaugurated. It is to drive inclusion, regulate the activities of government through its MDAs, Ministry, Department, and Agency, ensure that there is inclusiveness in their programs and policy. And we have a watchdog at its way in the commission to ensure that all of this is made possible. The commission reached out to NABVID and to the Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, JONAPI, to say that they will want a joint celebration this year. And so for the first time, the Edo State Commission for Persons with Disabilities is working with NABVID to celebrate the Rights Above Charity Lecture this year. So both the Commission, NABVID, and JONAPI, we all are collaborating to have the 2025 Rights Above Charity Lecture. The lecture is fixed for Friday the 5th of December. But before then, there will be a rally on the 3rd, which is indeed the International Day. We'll have a rally, we'll go to Government House, show our appreciation to government on inaugurating the commission, and also charge government on what they should do better to ensure that the commission is effective. For the lecture itself, which is for the 5th of December, we have a topic, from establishment to effectiveness, making inclusion the heartbeat of governance in Edo State. And we think that it is not just one of these bodies that should be put in place, but left not to carry out its statutory responsibility. Government must empower that commission to drive inclusion as far as programs and policies of the state is concerned. We have a lecturer, Professor Ngozi Unogbe. She is the Director of Research and Development in the University of Benin. She will be our keynote speaker on that day. If you permit me, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpeholo, has been invited as the special guest of honor, and we have guaranteed that he will be with us. The one that started this process, the senator representing Edo North, who inaugurated the Rights Above Charity Lecture in 2011, will be with us on that day as the chairman of the occasion. So come the 5th of December, at our usual venue. And by this day, I need to thank the management of Jasmine Gardens and Event Center, who every year yield to us their facility freely for persons with disabilities to come together and observe the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. So come the 5th of December this year, by 10 a.m., we all will be converged at the Jasmine Garden and Event Center on Airport Road by the Airport Entrance Gate, Benin City, to observe this day. We are sure that just as we have the commission come into force by virtue of our advocacy last year, we are going to see a difference in how government is going to run come 2026, and Edo State will be ready to set the pace for order to emulate as far as setting the agenda for inclusion as it regards persons with disabilities is concerned.
Beautiful. Mr. Onome, you belong to the civil society organization. How can we assist this commission to become more effective and not just become a dormant commission? What can the civil society do? How can we hold government and the commission accountable?
Yeah, as a member of the civil society, my advice is that the civil society can partner fully with the commission, and it's not all about criticism. Let's also look for a way to make the commission stronger, and also help in suggesting ideas that will move the commission forward, because it's new. This is what we fought for. Now it's here. So it's the duty of the civil society to partner with the commission and see how the commission get from where it is now to a higher ground, so that every child out there living with disability, every man, every woman, everyone with disability out there can benefit strongly from the commission.
Okay, I'm aware that there are like 14 states who have an existing commission for persons with disability, but some have argued that most of these commissions are mere welfareist organizations. How do we ensure that the Edo State Commission is different and focus more on the issue of rights than just being a welfareist commission?
Is that question for me?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Whether the commission is welfareist in their approach will be dependent on the law that sets it up. 15 states so far have either a commission or an agency that champions the issues of persons with disabilities in the 36 states, waiting for others to follow suit. About 23 states have a disability law in place. When the law is not made to be a right-based law, there you have a challenge. Don't forget that the National Disability Act, the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Act, was enacted in 2018. Before then, some states already have a disability law in place. And the advantage that those states have is that our law was tailored after the federal legislation, which by itself is a right-based law. And so it is not going to be, it's not a welfareist. It wasn't created to be a welfareist body, because issue of disability has evolved from being a charity based to being that of being a human right based. So that's why it's a disability right law that we are talking about here. So we do not think that working together with government, civil society, and keeping to the letters of the law, Edo State Commission will just be welfareist without addressing disability from the standpoint of rights.
Rights.
Yes.
All right, just take us through a rundown of some of the speakers that has participated in your events and what we look forward for Wednesday and Friday.
Like I mentioned, we have Professor Ngozi Onuegbe, a very dynamic, astute legal luminary. She will be speaking to us on the 5th of December. She is coming on the heels of several heavyweights. We have had people like Justice Peter Akihero on our platform. In fact, he was the first speaker. We have had Professor Eddie Eragbe of the University of Benin. We have had Barrister Femi Falana, SAN. We have had Professor Michael Uzekomen, SAN. Last year, we have Professor Yinka Omoregbe, former Attorney General Commissioner for Justice, Edo State, SAN. And several Dr. Osagi Obayuwana, several professors, legal luminaries, and people who have made their impact as far as they have held their own high intellectually in this country, whose voice cannot easily be drowned. We have had them on our platform. And so we are adding to that by bringing Professor Onuegbe this year. And just to round up, let's remember that on the 3rd of December, we are having a rally, and the convergence will be at the Ring Road, just by the House of Assembly. By 7 a.m., we are already gathering. And after that, we'll proceed and have a road rally on that day.
All right, like they say in local parlance, Navid itself not small. For you to be able to pull all of this heavy weight to the program. We're looking forward to Wednesday, which is the rally, and Friday, which is the lecture. Do well to join us to celebrate the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. It's a wrap on the program today. Don't forget this program came to you courtesy of Network for the Advancement of People with Visible Disability. Navi, gentlemen, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Till next week, spot the hitch and be a voice.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
The man went out to bring in thugs to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking about. That's what I said. So when they bullied her,
Yeah.
if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for a shrebi and something.
Party.
You have to be
They can't
smart.
sit
If
down.
you see where they are dressing them or are dragging on both sides, you cannot you cannot breathe. And these women will stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.
ITV, certainly the best.
Certainly the best.
All right, guys, it's another lovely Monday evening, and it's my pleasure to have you join me on yet another beautiful episode of the Guys Hangout Show on independent television, reaching you live from that city of bronze. You know, I love to call it that city where the king is truly king. Now, for starters, the Guys Hangout Show is one show that, teaches men to prioritize themselves and, of course, to be the best that they can be, just so that they can give the best that they can give. It airs on this station every Monday. All right, my name is Harry Aigboje, and of course, it's my pleasure to have you join us on this episode of the show. Now, today, we're going to be taking a look at a very, very important topic, something that actually caught my attention of recent. Okay, sometimes you're just going about your daily activities, and then you just, for a second, certain things just cross your mind, and you begin to ask yourself, what has actually changed? What has gone wrong? How come things are no longer the way they used to be? And one of such things is the growing lack of parental discipline in our society as we have it today. What exactly went wrong? Whether you like it or not, you must have noticed that things are no longer the way they used to be, especially between parents and their kids. Those days when we were growing up, some of us had this reverence for our parents, right? Even in their absence. There were things we're not bold enough to do, we're not courageous enough to do, even in their absence, because of the kind of discipline that they gave us, right? So, for instance, I remember as a kid, I used to live within my boundaries as a child, right? I was not allowed to go to the next compound. Now, that was how I was raised. Not because my parents didn't like us being free, but they just wanted to ensure that we lived within the boundaries that they set for us. I'm sure a lot of you out there can also relate. Now, if you take a look at the parents of today, it doesn't seem to be like that anymore, right? A lot of parents seem to be more flexible in raising their children. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? My name is Harry Aigboje once again, and it's my pleasure to have you join us on this episode of the show. Now, like you already know, I'm not alone. I've got an amazing person in the house with me, and together we're going to be taking a look at this topic. Now, he is an educationist and also, a social analyst. He's really passionate about lots of things that are happening around us, and he loves to share his wealth of wisdom and experience on such matters. It's good to have you, Abu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harry. And as usual, it is good to be on the show today again. It is always a pleasure talking about issues that concerns us in society, especially issues like this, where if we keep quiet, things will get deteriorated and it will get out of hand.
True.
So, bad things try because good men decide to keep quiet.
Absolutely.
So we must say something.
Definitely, we must say something, and that's basically why we're here. I mean, we really can't help not to say something, all right? Now, we're going to be taking a look at this issue as we begin to look at it one after the other, right?
Okay.
Let's look at it from this angle. Parenting is serious business, right? And I don't think a lot of parents realize that, a lot of parents of this generation, because there seems to be this trend of people just giving birth without recourse to the responsibility of taking care of those children. So let's start from there. why would anybody want to, start having kids without, considering what it will take and what it will cost, to take care of those children?
Yeah, procreation is one biological gift that God and nature has given to humans. Okay. So anybody can, any adult who has gotten to a certain stage can procreate, except he or she has a medical condition. Okay. But procreation is not a yardstick to be called a parent. So we have so many fathers and mothers who are not parents. Being a parent means you are ready for the job after birth. Birthing a child is your God-given talent or a God-given gift.
Your natural ability.
That natural ability. But the idea of training this child, parenting, is a full-time job. I say full-time job because it's one thing that people just overlook, and because of that they think because they are fathers they could be called parents. No. We have so many fathers but few parents. So it's because of these few parents that we have in society that you see there is a growing lack of discipline in terms of parenting and all that. So I think the few parents that we have, if you see their children outside, you can distinguish them from those that have fathers and just mothers. So I think we should be seeing this thing from the idea of who are parents, to be precise. Okay. A parent is that person who is a father or a mother and has indulged herself into the act of bringing up this child. Children, the mind of a child is like a tabula rasa. Whatever you imprint on that mind is what goes a long way to determine what the child will become in life or how the child will behave and all that. But we really have people imprinting these things on the mind of the child. That is the question.
I think that's $1 million question because this is one question I believe a lot of parents do not ask themselves before they begin to procreate. Like you've rightly established, there's a clear difference between procreation
there is.
And parenting. Yeah. And I think that's what we need to begin to establish. What exactly is it with parents of nowadays? Just like I said in opening, when we were growing up, it was a different ball game, right?
Yeah.
We were raised with a very high level of discipline. So much so that parents of this generation will probably see that as you being too hard on your child.
Okay.
Now, what's the place of discipline in parenting? Let's begin.
Yeah, there are different factors that I think I will tie to this lack of parental discipline. Number one, the infiltration of Western culture into our traditional belief and norms. Secondly, we also have this idea of laziness on the part of some people who call themselves, I use the word who call themselves parents, laziness on their part. And thirdly, there is this idea of the growing new normal, where people advocate that children should be treated with, like adults, they should be treated with kids and gloves and all that, so that you not hurt them. And so after all, they are human beings. So, but let me start with this infiltration of Western culture into our traditional culture. Now, you see, the white men asked us at the time to marry a fellow man, a woman marry a fellow woman. Many of us did not dispute it. Some African countries are already doing that. They also asked us to wear the suit, the sleeve, the waistcoat, the tie, and all that, despite our hot weather. Many of us did not also dispute that fact. Okay. And we are doing it. But very recently, they are also asking us to treat a child as an adult. And so many parents have started, many fathers and mothers have started treating their children as adults. That's the problem. They want to train them in the Western way. They want their children to see themselves as adults. They are rushing them through that childhood. They don't want them to enjoy that childhood. They don't want them to see themselves as children. That state of innocence is no longer there. A child that just here, you call that child that you want to reason with the child like an adult. What is
reasoning capacity in the first place?
My brother, what is the rationale behind you sitting a child down to say, let's discuss? You are just 4 now. And who told you that a 4-year-old is thinking like an adult already? It's not. I know many will say this is a computer age and jet age. Leave that computer age and jet age. Children are children. And most of how were we brought up? We were told that if you misbehave, I will flog you. I have so many parents in my area. My father was not just my father. Yes, he was my biological father, but I have so many fathers. Before my father even come back from his workplace, someone else have disciplined you if you misbehave and all that. Do we still have such in our society? No. You see, everybody wants to say my family.
So you're saying that in those days there was a communal mindset?
A communal mindset. All parents were parents. And all children were children to all parents. Now, these days, you see families saying, you don't touch my child, I know how to discipline my child, you leave this child for me to discipline and all that. So that's why we're getting children that are going haywire. Some of them are even going gaga. You know, some of the hairstyle that a 10-year, 11-year-old will put on, you begin to wonder, is this one coming from a home? You see some young girls out there, 11, 10, some of the things they will wear, like, does this one even have fathers and mothers at home? So the issue now is we are drinking too much from this cup of Western wine. I think we should come back home. We should come back to this African tradition. We are Africans. And in Africa, there is discipline intrinsically buried in our totemic mindset. It is in our subconscious. That discipline should be resurrected. That parents should see themselves as not just parents, but as role models, as disciplinarians. Correct these children when need be. Don't reason with a child. It gets to a certain stage, you reason with him, not at this stage. It is some of those things that you imprint on him when he was still a child that will model him into a very good adult. A good child definitely will become a good adult.
Absolutely.
Now, when you lead them, you think they can think of themselves. What you fail to tell them, their friends out there will tell them. And that is what we should avoid. So that idea of Western culture, I think we should come back home. Beside that, sir, this idea of laziness on the part of parents. They think now that you already have a child. So if you can provide for this child, you are performing the work of a parent already. The provision we are talking about here is not just finance. Many of them thought it's just finance. If he's attending a very good school, I can provide. If he wants to buy anything, I can give him more. No. Emotionally, psychologically, this child needs you. Morally, you should be there for him. Who are his friends? Do you even know his friends? What are his routine? How does this child carry out his daily activity? You should be your child's best friend. You should have a roundtable talk most times with him. You should be able to tell him, if you try that, I will flog a lot of you and he will not try it. Don't let him see himself like an adult already. You hardly even see children these days bathing outside. And someone said it's civilization. I think they know too much.
Okay.
Their parents make them know too much.
So they've gone past the phase of innocence.
You see that state of innocence? It has been killed. Every child now, the parents have been able to inculcate in them that they are no longer children, but they are now what? Adults. And there is no way a child can behave like an adult. He will be an adult in a wrong form. So let these children grow. Correct them. Discipline them. Be a disciplinarian. You don't rub men with a child of 5.
Okay. Now, you've actually said a lot. Now, talking about the infiltration of Western culture, just recently I saw a video on Facebook of this American comedian and veteran comedian, Steve Harvey, he was actually interviewing a kid, a 5-6-year-old girl. So he was asking her why she liked her brother, why she loved her brother. And she was saying, well, she loves her brother because, her big brother, of course, because he's always there to protect her and to comfort her when, her parents whooped her. And then, of course, the crowd, reacted in laughter and all of that. Now, I went through the comments as usual, and I saw a lot of persons asking questions, and a lot of people, complaining that it was totally out of place for the parents to, whoop her or to discipline her. And, of course, it became a debate as usual. Now, that pretty much reminds me of something. The fact that this is also becoming a major issue in this part of the world, whether or not to discipline a child. Because some people see the use of corporal punishment as a sign of hatred for the child. That how can you, use corporal punishment for a child that you love? So they see it as, you doing too much. They believe you shouldn't use corporal punishment on your child, that there are other ways. Just like you said, some of them believe you can reason with your child. But how do you reason with a child whose mind is not even matured enough to look at things from that perspective? I think what we have is actually a problem, because people want to mistake smartness, intellectual exposure to maturity. Yeah. And I think that's a problem. I would like you to speak in that regard.
You see, words get their meaning from their context.
Okay.
What they call maltreatment in a particular context, in another context might be called discipline. So when that person say you are hitting that child too hard, you're beating this child and all that. But I think in the right context, when it comes to my child or any other child, or any other child around me, you should use that right word, discipline. We were once children, sir. They did not kill us.
Of course not.
We are what we are today because of how our parents had to straighten our life. At least our parents are not beasts. They know what they are doing. You don't expect a mother who gave birth to a child to kill that child with her own ends, except she's maniacally derailed and all that.
Yeah.
When children are being disciplined with love, you can discipline a child with love. There is no need you bringing in ideas of you are abusing the child rights and all that. He is a child, for God's sake. The reason why you are saying I am abusing his right because you want to protect that child. The reason why I even discipline that child is to protect the child also. Now, this is what the government are fighting against, is that you should not abuse, assault a child. Discipline gets to an extent, becomes an assault.
So that's where we need to draw the line now. At what point does discipline become an assault?
When you begin to inflict serious pains,
bodily harm
on this child, it is not an assault.
Okay.
When you are not correcting the child with love, it becomes an assault. When you are doing it with hatred, it becomes an assault. When you forget the fact that this person is still a child, it becomes an assault. But when you are doing it in the circumstances of these things I'm saying, like he's a child, I want to correct him with love, he's my child, and all that, that is discipline. And we should not rule out discipline because some persons are misusing it. I know I am not in line with so many parents or guardians who have decided to inflate pains on children because you want them to listen. No, that is beyond discipline. Okay. That is now an assault. That is now an hatred. That is now a corporal punishment. And if I ask my child to kneel down there, for example, or get a cane and give my child 2 or 3 strokes of the cane for doing something wrong, next time he will not try it. But if you now give a punishment that is more than that child to that child, then it becomes an assault.
An assault, okay.
You asking a child, for example, you get pepper, rub on the child's body, or give the person some scars, marks, and all that. No, that is wicked and that is evil. But you asking the child to kneel down there, or get a cane, flog this child 5 times or more, as the case may be, and after all this, call the child, next time, don't try it. I am your father, I love you, and that's why I'm doing this. I hope you will not try it next time. Such a child will not try it. But you're not letting the child know the reason why you have flogged him or disciplined him and all that. It is hatred.
Hatred.
So we should draw the line between discipline and hatred. So I am not advocating for that idea of that battering, that corporal punishment. Yeah. I am saying we should not rule out the fact that these children are still children. And children have a mindset that is as clean as a tabula rasa. So we have to imprint something that they will take up into becoming a very good adult.
I guess that's why the Holy Book says that you should train up your child in the way he should go, that when he's old, he will not depart from it. All right, guys, it's still the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television. Just in case you're just joining us, we're talking about the decline in discipline, parental discipline. What has gone wrong? What exactly is the problem? Why is it that, kids are no longer as disciplined as before? Why is it that kids nowadays can just do whatever they want without, their parents or a parental figure, putting them in check? Now, Abu, just a moment ago, you were talking about the difference between correcting in love and correcting, in hatred, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's no longer uncommon to see children just walking past an adult without greeting. And that was actually one of the things that we were taught as, children. And that was exactly one of those values that we grew up with, which is why we cannot see someone who's older than us now
and not greet.
Don't you think that's also a function of this lack of discipline?
The dysfunctionality of the society, that's one of the factor, one of the things we got from the dysfunctionality in the society. Why did I say so? I just told you not quite long that all parents were parents to all children. An elder can call you back and say, so you don't know how to greet. Where are you from? You say, I'm sorry, sir. Good morning, sir. Or in my dialect, you greet according to your family lineage, and you must do that. That's how we grow up. But these days, Many parents have restricted themselves from doing that. Before someone else will come somewhere and say, don't talk to my child, it's my child, I know how to train my child and all that. So that communal nature is no longer there. And you can see, that is just a microcosm of the larger one. You could see, apart from this idea of greeting, you could see children, they hardly even get up from the seat for an elder to sit, if that's the only seat.
That's another dimension to it.
Now, you see some of them, they are very disrespectful. They have begun to euphemize what we call disrespect. You see some of them will say savage reply. What you might want to call obscenity,
I think that's one of the effects of
stupidity, social media. Yeah. You see some of them will say, there's a new one now, we listen, we don't judge.
That's not how we go.
They are indirectly promoting children to go haywire.
Go wild.
They are promoting this idea of you can always do whatever you want to do. And they are promoting immorality.
And the question we should even be asking is, what do we call judge in this context? Judging is discipline.
Discipline we're talking about. It is a discipline they want to eradicate.
When a child does something wrong, you're supposed to discipline that child.
So you say,
but to children of this generation,
you listen, you don't judge. I will judge, you say, you listen, you don't judge. Besides that, sir, you see, when these children were growing up, they were given this orientation that I am your father, I am your mother, I am the only person, I should be the only person that has the moral right to discipline you. And that's bad. Let these children know that all parents in this vicinity are your parents.
Even adults.
Even adults.
Not necessarily
they have
parents.
the right to discipline you in my absence. When I was growing up, something happened. I went home to tell my father that a teacher has flogged me in school. He said, okay, the next morning we'll go. He followed me to school. And when we got there, he took the cane himself and flogged me again right in front of the teacher. These were adults in unity. Adults having a meeting over me that I don't even know about. Their primary aim then was, this child must not go wayward. Now that I am an adult, I used to think like, okay, could it be the reason why my dad have to flog me again? You know, that sends a message. The message was, you are safe in his hands and don't misbehave because I'm your father. I will flog you again. But these days, we've seen parents that will follow their children to school and start constituting nuisance. Some of them will not even ask. You'll be telling your child right from the home that your teacher will die today. You are giving that child an impression that he or she can disrespect
an elder
and get away with it. I'm your mother, I will always fight for you. You are creating a small problem that will blossom into a bigger one in society tomorrow. A child you couldn't discipline today will end up in prison. And they'll start crying. Discipline your child. Teach these children societal value. The values, one of the values that will hold tenaciously to in Africa is respect. They should be respectful. Leave this idea of we are in a civilized world, this is a computer age. And in America, you don't touch a child like that, they'll call the police on trust Nigeria police. Okay. They'll be very quick to tell you, no, it's not like that. You must respect your parents and all that. So that is one of the factors. Okay. Then there are other factors. The other factors that we have this single motherhood and fatherhood. It's also a contributing factor.
Broken homes.
A broken home. Now, if a child is coming from a broken home, that parental care, love will not be there. Of course, it's not easy for one person to train up a child.
Okay.
You need a father figure, you need a mother figure, and this person is not there. Definitely it will affect the child's psychology, and that will metamorphose into an adult that will be antisocial,
okay,
or that will be maladjusted in society.
All right.
So that is another angle.
Okay, once again, it's the Guys Hangout Show, and tonight we're taking a look at the issue of the lack of parental discipline. What has gone wrong? What is the difference between the way it used to be and the way it is now? Now, Abu, in closing, I just wanted to give a word of advice to parents out there who are not living up to expectation in terms of disciplining their child. Those who think, letting their child get away with everything they do is a sign of love. What's your advice for them? In less than,
They shouldn't be just a father or a mother.
Okay.
They should be parents. And parenting is not an easy job.
Okay.
If you are capable of giving birth to a child, you should be able to take good care of that child. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to discipline your child.
Don't be scared to discipline your child. I guess that's the parting word for tonight. I want to say a big thank you to you, Abu, for taking out time.
Thank you, my brother.
Time to be with us on the show today. And of course, to every one of you out there who have created time to be with us. I hope you've taken something away from tonight's discourse. Of course, the most important thing to take away from this is parenting is serious business. All right? So the moment you decide to become a parent, just have it in mind that the future of that child lies in your hands. If that child is going to grow up to become a responsible person, it's totally up to you. And of course, it's up to the adults that child is surrounded by. So another thing that Abu said in the course of his analysis is that parenting doesn't just end with you as a parent. You should also give the adults around your child the responsibility of raising your child, just like it was in the olden days. Don't have this mindset that you are the only one who has the responsibility of taking care of that child. My name is Harry Aigboje, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, do ensure you do the right thing and stay out of trouble. Do have yourself a lovely night rest.
ITV, certainly the best.
The man went out to bring in thugs to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking
That's
about
what I said. So
that's-
when they bullied her,
Yeah.
now, if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for ashwebi and something. You have to be
They can't
smart.
sit
If
down.
you see when they are dressing them up and dragging on both sides, you cannot breathe. And these women will stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.
Hello, you're welcome to today's edition of Business 360. My name is Daisy Leo Asikidi, and I'm going to be your host on today's show. Yes, we're not going around the globe, but we'll bring you an important information that is very crucial to everyone around the world, especially those who trade crypto. But for now, let's take it home and let's talk about the Nigerian exchange, the stock market. So the Nigerian exchange, NGX, booked 180 billion naira daily gain on Friday, November 28, the last trading day in November 2025. Now, the gains were largely driven by gains recorded in the consumer goods sector, which dominated with a 0.57% gain, supported by banking, 0.25%, and industrial goods. However, month-on-month basis, the market recorded its worst monthly decline as the value of traded equities fell to 6.55 trillion naira in market capitalization, which closed at 91.29 trillion naira as against 97.82 trillion naira at the beginning of the month. This indicates a very sharp decline of 6.7%, and that's the worst monthly losses we've recorded this year. The all-share index also fell by an equal percentage to close at 143,520.53 points, and that's down from 154,126.46 points that were recorded at the beginning of the month. But however, the market recorded impressive gains on Friday when we consider it on a daily basis. The 180 billion naira gain pushed market capitalization to 91.29 trillion naira, up from 91.11 trillion naira the previous day, while benchmark all-share index also advanced by 0.20% to 143,520.53 points, lifting year-to-date performance to plus 39.44%. There was an extraordinary spike in market activity following a huge institutional buying interest in Cornerstone Insurance. However, the heavy transaction on Cornerstone Insurance did not impact the sector, as insurance recorded the worst decline. Unconfirmed disclosure from stockbrokers indicated that some institutional investors poured 6.402 billion naira in Cornerstone Insurance in exchange for 1,267 units of the stock, making the stock the highest traded on Friday. Consequently, turnover volume jumped by 462.83% to 1.83 billion shares, valued at 20.03 billion naira in 12,640 deals. These were the key performance indices. Current all-share index, ASI, is up plus 0.20% to 143,520.53 points. Previous close ASI is 143,246.93 points. Market capitalization up plus 0.20% to 91.29 trillion naira. Year-to-date change is plus 39.44% year-to-date. Volume up plus 462.83% to 1.83 billion shares. Value up plus 53.49% to 20.03 billion naira. Deals up plus 12.64% to 20,645 deals. For the top gainers, Ikeja Hotel up plus 10% to 30 naira 25 kobo. NGX Group up plus 9.98% to 56 naira 20 kobo. Academy Press Academy up plus 9.7% to 7 naira 35 kobo. Omatech up plus 9.35% to 1 naira 17 kobo. Cadbury Nigeria Cadbury up plus 8.63% to 57 naira 90 kobo. The top losers are Abbey Building Society down minus 10% to 5 naira 85 kobo. Mayor down minus 9.97% to 13 naira 10 kobo. Sunu Assurances down minus 9.89% to 3 naira 92 kobo. Minus Sovereign Trust down minus 9.09% to 2 naira 70 kobo. Link Assurance down minus 8.02% to 1 naira 72 kobo. In outer sectoral performances, consumer goods went up plus 0.57%, banking went up plus 0.25%, industry goods went up plus 0.13%, commodity 0.00%, it remained unchanged. Oil and gas went down minus 0.19%, insurance went down minus 2.29%. A total of 33 stocks gained in share price, which is higher than 21 losers. Ikeja Hotel, NGX Group, Academy, Omatech, and Cadbury led the advances, whereas Abbey BDS, Mayer, Sunu Ashore, Sovereign INS, and Link Ashore posted notable declines. Sectoral performance was mixed. Consumer goods dominated with a 0.57% gain, supported by banking 0.25%, however, and industry goods. However, insurance minus 2.29% and oil and gas minus 0.19% declined, while commodity remained unchanged. Now that we're done talking about the NGX, let us open the playbook of Nigerian richest men. See, notable Nigerians have attained remarkable success, prosperity, and they've made substantial contributions to Nigeria's socio-economic development. According to Enli and Partners, Nigeria has 8,200 high net worth individuals, and they are worth at least $1 million, despite this naira devaluation. And this has placed Nigeria third in Africa, behind Egypt and South Africa, with the most billionaires and rich men. Okay. Now, Aliko Dangote, who is Africa's richest man, now has more money than ever before. $30 billion, and that's thanks to the completion of his long-awaited Nigerian oil refinery. Nigeria is home to a small number of billionaires whose wealth is closely linked to our nation's energy, digital, and industrial sectors. The top three richest men, Aliko Dangote, Mike Adenuga, and Abdul Samad Rabiu, are estimated by Forbes and Bloomberg to hold over $40 billion in wealth as of late 2025. Their success is a result of taking advantage of Nigeria's large market, more than 200 million people, natural resources and infrastructure deficiencies, but maintaining it in the face of economic volatility like currency devaluation and regulatory obstacles calls for a disciplined strategy. Nigeria's ultra-rich men like Femi Otedola, Tony Elumelu, Jim Ovia, and Atedo Peterside not only generate income for themselves, but also create jobs, demonstrating their systemic influence. Nigeria's wealthiest men usually accumulate their wealth through different industries that are essential to the country's economy, as well as the larger African economy: agriculture, logistics, commodities, communications, financial services, infrastructure, retail, manufacturing, and residential commercial real estate are industries that attract many HNWIs, according to a Enli and Partners report. These individuals often start by identifying gaps or monopolies in key industries before launching new businesses or investing in existing ones. Aliko Dangote. The Dangote Group, his conglomerate, is heavily exposed to the Nigerian stock market. He owns a significant stake in several publicly traded businesses. For example, he owns roughly 90% of Dangote Cement, the largest cement manufacturer in Africa. This enormous stake has a big impact on his standing in Nigeria's main market. He also owns sizable shares in Dangote Sugar, Nascon, Allied PLC, and Jazz Bank. According to recent reports, his holdings in Jazz Bank have significantly increased. Tony Elumelu is well known in the stock market due to his substantial holdings in United Bank, Transcorp Hotel, Transcorp Power, African Prudential, and United Capital. Abdul Samad Rabiu is the founder of Boa Group, which includes one of Nigeria's biggest cement producers, Boa Cement. He is one of the major investors on the NGX due to his stock in Boa Cement alone. What are their tactics? Diversification. They frequently diversify into several systemic industries to lower risk and increase influence. The wealthiest men in Nigeria own substantial shares in Nigerian Stock Exchange, which reflects their wealth as well as the market presence of their business. Local market dominance. They want to control a sizable share of the local market before eyeing the regional or global market. This tactic leverages the enormous size and potential of the Nigerian market. Infrastructure infrastructural investment, investing in infrastructure such as supply chain, energy, utilities, and cement is essential for national development because it allows them to transfer inflationary pressure. Number 3. Strategic acquisitions and mergers. Purchasing rivals or merging with them to obtain technology or market share. They also use government contracts and relations. Although not specifically mentioned as a source of wealth, having positive relations with government agencies frequently ensures a favorable business environment. Another thing they do is innovation. The introduction of new techniques or technologies such as Dangote's drive to build Africa's largest oil refinery to satisfy local demand and pursue exports. The accumulation of wealth by Nigeria's ultra-rich men is the result of a combination of political connections, strategic business choices, entrepreneurial spirit, and occasionally initial funding from personal savings or family businesses, starting in one industry and then branching out horizontally into related or completely different industries is a common feature of these success stories. These men demonstrate that remaining wealthy in Nigeria entails being vital to the country's economy. How? Generating jobs, like Aliko Dangote has employed over 50,000 people, and also paying enormous taxes like $2 billion plus per annum, and adjusting to changes in policies. These empires are built on patience and skill rather than being ostentatious. Aspiring business owners should network locally, start small in high-demand niches, and most importantly, reinvest 80% of their profits. And now we're going to go on a break on the show. When we return, we'll be bringing you our last story, which I promised was going to be on crypto. So we'll be back in a moment. Thanks to all out for staying tuned. This is still Business 360 and I'm your host, Daisy Leo Asikili. So let's talk crypto. Bitcoin fell as much as 6% on Monday to below $86,000. And that's during the early Asian trading and amid the high selling pressure. Most tokens followed a similar pattern, with Solana, Ethereum, and XRP experiencing about 8% drop after a week-long sell-off that actually began about when about $19 billion in leverage belts were wiped out in early October. And that was just days after Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 126,251. Well, the cryptocurrency market remains fragile. The pioneer crypto lost 16.7% of its value in November, but it recovered last week and surpassed $90,000 amid reduced selling pressure. 216,942 traders were liquidated in the past 24 hours. The total liquidations came in at $638.83 million. The main concerns are the lack of deep buyers and minimal inflows into Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. We expect the structural challenges to persist this month. The next key support level for Bitcoin is $80,000. Strategy CEO Fun Lee said on a podcast that Bitcoin could be sold if its MNAV, a ratio of enterprise value to Bitcoin holdings, became negative. Investors were digesting these remarks on Monday. The world's largest stablecoin, USDT, was downgraded to its lowest rating by S&P Global Ratings last week, warning that a decline in Bitcoin's value could leave the token under-collateralized until further notice. One of the main reasons Bitcoin's prices remain stagnant is the lack of new capital flowing into exchange-traded funds, ETFs. For the week ending November 28, Bitcoin's ETF only grew by $70 million in net assets. This is a small figure compared to the huge amounts received during the early stages of institutional adoption. Inflows into Bitcoin ETFs reached $220 million during Thanksgiving week and $312 million into Ether's ETFs. But this is just a minor uptick. Actions by corporate Bitcoin holders are more concerning. None of the major companies holding Bitcoin as treasury reserve has increased their purchases in the past 2 weeks. One of the largest commercial buyer Strategy boosted its purchases on November 17. Meanwhile, 1,163 BTCs were linked to SpaceX's transfer to new addresses on Thursday, sparking speculation about a possible sale. However, there has been no official statement on whether this is a distribution or a transfer of custody. There were significantly more sell options than buy options on both Thursdays and Friday. This demonstrates how uncertain traders were, since it reached an exceptional 5 times level on November 21, which favored downside protection. The puts to call premium volume ratio has improved. It's still higher than the 1.3 times level though, which would indicate more neutral market conditions. The negative technical picture is further compounded by the recent decline of Bitcoin below the lower band of a developing bear flag pattern. The People's Bank of China added to the uncertainty on Saturday when it warned about the dangers of virtual currencies, including stable coins, and said that government agencies should work more closely together to combat illicit activity. The upcoming week is expected to provide important glimpse of U.S. economic momentum as expectations regarding whether the Federal Reserve will continue to lower interest rates are likely to be shaped by the data. After making it clear that he anticipates interest rate cuts from his nominees, U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Sunday that he had chosen the next Fed chairman. Interesting, right? Well, that's how we're going to be concluding Business 360 today. I'm Daisy Leo Asikidi. I want to say a big thank you to our viewers. I appreciate your time that you spend with us on the show, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.
Certainly the best.
Benin Cultural Dance, a unique dance and quality dance steps of the Benin people. This dance is a vibrant mix of traditions, arts and beliefs, deeply rooted in the country's diverse ethnic groups and their rich history. The dance has artistic expressions depicting the people's history. Benin people have been famous for bronze and brass work, some of which is said to date back from the 13th century, especially ivory and wood carving. In Benin, the people dance to show respect, honor, dignity, which they honor. They dance to show royalty, as naids are seen in their numbers round their body depicting the symbol of kingship.
TV, certainly the best.
The Igwe Festival is the colorful and crowd-pulling festival in Benin Kingdom. The Igwe Festival is an annual event that is celebrated by all Benin, both at home and abroad, to mark the end of the Benin year and to usher in a new year with a renewed hope for peace and prosperity. The annual Ugie Festival is centered on the Oba of Benin as the Oba takes the center stage. This year's Ugie commences with Otuigwoba. The Oba, sitting at his throne, gives out kola nuts to chiefs in order of seniority.
A lovely afternoon to you. Welcome to your very weekly exciting current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Ego Sagmalao, and today's program promises to be educative, exciting, and of course illuminating. I must tell you, a lot is happening in Nigeria And we have very, very distinguished personalities that we have invited to the studio today to help us dissect the topic. The topic that we are looking at, we're looking at governance, we're looking at democracy, we're looking at insecurity, is encompassed because it is believed that these three factors are responsible for the very, very undoing of a supposedly great nation like Nigeria. My guest will do justice to this topic. I have with me Bishop Lucky Omonabiese, a very, very great man of God and analyst of repute. Nice to have you with us today. We also have with us in the studio a former governorship candidate in Edo State. We're talking about Dr. Bishop Akalame, a chartered accountant? Okay, chartered forensic accountant. So, nice to have you with us today.
Thank you very much, my good friend.
Okay, so, like I said, these three factors, very crucial because Nigeria need to get it right. When we look at what happened in Benin Republic just a few days ago, there was an attempted coup d'etat, but the intervention of Nigeria helped to thwart that attempt. And the president of Benin Republic is grateful for that. He's still the president. That is the demonstration of giant of Africa. But Nigeria is able to do that in Benin. There's a lot of problems at home. Insecurity. Some places are even saying, is democracy working in Nigeria? Because so many West African countries now having problems. A coup d'etat here and there. Democracy is a system of government that involves the people. Is it working for Nigeria? Do we need to modify it? We'll be looking at all of that today. We'll start with Dr. Bishop Akalame, who is a chartered forensic accountant and a former governorship candidate. You said the ball rolling.
Thank you very much. You see, the three issues we are discussing this afternoon are very crucial. They are interconnected as they serve as pillar to the growth and development of every nation. Now, when governance is weak, it leads to increase in insecurity. And when there's increase in insecurity, democracy suffers. And of course, that is what we are experiencing today in Nigeria. Check around you today. A lot of things are not going well. Let's start with education. Because show me a nation that is not growing, then I will show you a nation that has never paid attention to education.
Okay.
Because everything we need today for better life is a product of education. If you're riding a vehicle, a very good one for that matter, you should know that it's a product of education. Where today we speak to the people and they listen. These are products of education. So if a nation wants to grow, first of all, the country has to prioritize the needs and fund education. But that is not the case. That today, you see students who graduated from mechanical engineering, students who read electrical engineering. When they graduate, if you don't give them a job, they remain in abject penury. Because the facilities, the physical and the mental infrastructure needed to mold these students are not just there. Government has not been able to pay attention to that area. That's why today you have a lot of graduates still roaming the street, no job. They now feel that the only way they can find greener pasture is to migrate out of the country. Just go outside the country. You see Nigeria, you see, it appears as if Nigeria is in another country. That will tell you how bad the economy of this country is. Go away with that. Today, let's come to electricity. If you don't take your money to go and look for solar, you cannot have access to electricity. You can't make use of it. We even pay for services that we don't enjoy. These are the weakness of governance. Then you come to the insecurity. If you have good governance, you should sleep. Open your doors. Park your car outside. You wake up, you still meet your car there. But try to park your car outside, go and sleep, lock your gate. You will not find it in the following morning. Now, it has gone to a point that when you are driving now, you are looking, you have to be watching people. The other time, I just drove to Palm Royal. I was pressed. I said, let me just come out and urinate. As I was taking care of myself, my the other eye was looking at my vehicle. Anybody that's passing was a suspect. Yes. That is the country we are today. Okay. Anywhere you are holding your pocket. You are holding your purse with like your keeper because we are suspecting ourselves. We are going to that level. If you have an appointment from Benin here to Lagos, your heart will be here until you are in Lagos. If you are traveling to Abuja by road, your heart will be here until you are there. Even when you are inside the city, these are the weakness of what? Of governance. Then our democracy suffers. People now lost trust in our democracy. Why do I have to go to the field to vote for people who cannot guarantee my security? Why do I have to go to the field to vote for people who cannot provide pipe-borne water for me? Why can I go to the field to vote for people who cannot give my children job to do? Why can I go to the field to vote for people who cannot secure my life and make life easy for me? Today there's inflation everywhere. You can't buy anything. Our money is devaluing every day, reducing in value. The naira is becoming like the I don't know how would I call it. Those days there was one Africa that if you want to buy anything, you can even a time will come. Zimbabwe like the Zimbabwe dollar. A time will now come. You want to buy pure water, you have to accept naira. In the Ghana must go to buy such of pure water. That is the level of.
We don't hope it doesn't come to that.
We are praying.
We hope it doesn't come to that.
We are praying because when you pray without action, that is why you say the Bible say, watch and pray. Because when you just pray, you don't watch, you cannot get a result. It's as if we're not working. We're not working. Something is not just working. The country is not just working. This has led to political apathy. You are daring somebody to come and vote for you. Even when they know you have the mental asset to work, they will say, money. That is what we have to.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bishop Akalame. We'll come back to you. Bishop Lucky Omalabiese. Yes. Recently, we watched a clip and you were there. You were among the protesters at Iyowa in Ovia Northeast local government area of Edo State. You and so many residents protested against kidnapping and all of that. Now, looking at the topic, governance, democracy, security, do you think that the political class, the political elite, those who are in charge of governance, do you think they are getting it right?
The answer is no.
Okay.
The reason is that they does not care about the citizen. They are just about their self, their family, their cousin, or whatever. And the reason why this thing is happening is that we, the mass, contributed to it. We should be able to have our decision. This is what I want. But the masses have no decision. The Nigerians have no decision. They have got to get to a level that if you give me fish, I'm your own. Don't give me fish, I'm not your own. And this started years ago. It have got to a point that now become part of our lifestyle and our system. And the political class are have the advantage of it, using it against us. Until we come to the sense and say, this is what we want, that is where we can get this done. The economic security. Security is a major problem in this country. They have spent 20 years in this country. And the Civil War was up to 20 years before it finished. Now, what's happened? People are fueling it. People are using it to do business. It's a business. People are dealing with it. If you arrest some of these bad boys, they'll say, I have Oga. Who is your Oga? You say, you don't know. You don't know where it come from. They'll say, I have Oga for a certain man. Who is the certain man? Now, when you took the guy to the police station, before he is released, because he come from a bowl. Then the people in power and the people that are carrying out this evil, most of them are working hand to hand. Until that is addressed, we cannot overcome it. Then number 3, concerning education. Education is a primary foundation for any nation to drive. Why it's not driving that? Nigeria has education as a scam. Why? Because of when they finish from school, no employment, no job, nothing is working. And they forgot that a lot of people say government cannot employ everybody.
That's correct.
It's not going to work in any way in the world. You that study engineering, get the practical. In case the theory fail, use the practical
to survive.
To survive. Because we are got to a point that yes. If you don't understand this dimension, you will think that no government can employ everybody. Give room for a private sector, a large company owner, small scale company owner, bring to the board, let them work together and succeed. Therefore, let me go to my state, Edo State. Our state is having a very big problem because tribalism have entered the state. I am a Benima, I am an Ishama, I am an Esakoma. If an Ishama is a governor, is really the state as a governor, everybody in the cabinet are 190% Isha. If you are not Obiaba, you won't get there. Whether you are son, you can't deliver yourself, you are not speaking that Obiaba, you won't get there. Then if Doma enter, if you are not saying you won't get there. Until that is off, and come together and say we are all Edo-lite, let's all work for the betterment of the Edo state. This problem will never solve. You can look at, if you look at this present government now, the present government on ground, if you watch it carefully, 80% of people are in his cabinet are pro 100% Nishan people. Why the Benis are shouting, the Edo-Sat, we have been marginalized. The Esako are shouting. Now, when Esako Maita, now the same thing repeat the word, he said, all this started right from the time of due respect to Adamu Shomole. All this is started. Our brother, former governor Baseki, continue. He come now, it's okay, it's my people. Until we have to come to it and say, no, we are all from Edo. We are all in this state together. Let us work to secure the state, empower security and the local vigilante, involve, local vigilante, this, what do you call it, bring out state police. Then this thing will be solved because the state police, the people in this state, they know the look and cunning. That will stop helping ourselves. When we come and protest that day, no need DG. We are landlord. The DG of Ijowa will know that protest. We are landlord. Now, after we meet with the commissioner of police, he told us what to do. We now empower the local vigilante. Call them because they are dwelling among us.
Yes.
They empower them. Now they have helped us at least 90% count the situation.
Yeah.
But they understand the bush more than those that came from outside. But if we are depend on this our Nigeria police force, they cannot do much. But the Colombian vigilante was able to help us to calm all the situation, all the area. No look at corner, understand the valley and the moat and everything in that area where they will pass. And all now we are 90% having peace. And I told my friend, I said we will continue with this local vigilante until government are ready. Because we cannot trust them because they are not just ready.
Thank you very much, Bishop Lord Kamonabiese. Well, I must admit that the comments of my guests, they are very personal opinion expressed on the program, not a reflection of ITV. And we must also say that, yes, it is believed that democracy is supposed to be the best form of governance. We just hope that the scenario in Nigeria is gotten right so that people can trust government, trust the political elite. Once you are voted in, you should be able to deliver. No tribalism, not about your ethnic group, no. So we do not have statistics of the exact persons in the Edo State government, but I think my guest just spoke generally. We can always be advised. So that's the program. Is still on. 60 Minutes Nigeria will allow members of the public to contribute to this program later on so that you can also comment. How do we strengthen governance? Because if governance is well carried out, then people will have more confidence in democracy, which has produced the set of leaders that we have now occupying public offices. And it is believed that when governance is strengthened, governance is effective, then insecurity will be tackled. We'll continue after this break. Yes, this is the festive period. the Utah, and of course, you know what happens around this time. Okay, the program is 60 Minutes Nigeria. Dr. Akalame, yes, you gave us your opening remarks and you were able to talk about the governance, talk about democracy, but you also understand what it means when you said apathy. So, how can governance be strengthened so that that apathy can be removed? Apathy in terms of people having confidence in the electoral system, who have confidence in this system of government democracy. So, how can governance be strengthened?
Thank you.
Okay.
What I've perceived so far in Nigeria is that we have politics without character.
Okay.
We have men who occupy political offices without character. We have so many of them who occupy political offices without integrity. Integrity is what makes a man.
Okay.
Sometimes that is how I value people. It's not your bank account.
Okay.
So even though you have all the money and you lack integrity, you can't be my friend. I watch you.
Yeah.
Because the ability to harmonize action with words is what makes you a man.
Yeah.
How many men can tell you A in the morning, and you see them in the afternoon, they tell you A. In the evening when you see them, they tell you what A. When they wake up, they see the men what, they say what A.
Very
These
rare.
are men.
Very rare.
Very few.
Very Nigerians.
Very few. So that's why sometimes there are people you will discuss with. You harmonize. There is a consensus addendum. But when you get home, you are happy that you have compromised. There's an agreement. There's meeting of minds. Not knowing that before you get to it, he has already changed his mind. These are the kind of people, the character we have in politics in Nigeria today. How on earth will you go to the villages? You look at all these mamas there. You look at all our fathers who are even above 70, 60. You look at them in the faces and tell them that you are bringing heaven to their village. Just because you want to take their vote. You make all these promises, and after the election, the mandate will be given to you, then you go back, your number is no longer reachable. No, these are the things we say. That you are looking for their vote, you kneel down. You are looking for their vote, you call them your mother. You are looking for their vote, you call them your fathers. Now you have won the election. All the promises you made to them, you are failing in the promises. They are not begging to see you, as if the office you occupy is your own personal office.
But yeah, that reminds me, I must quickly interject, Dr. Akalame, because this is actually the situation in Nigeria. Most politicians, most public office holders, they see the offices, the public offices, as if it is their personal property. You see a governor using state resources without accountability. Using, okay, a governor can just say, a governor of any state, I'm not particular, can just say, I donate 50 million. As if it is his money. A governor can just say, I donate this or I award this. You know, why do politicians in Nigeria, why do they see public offices as if it is their own? They use the state resource, state funds, state money as if it's their money. Maybe you want to throw more.
Yeah, that is the weakness of the system.
Yes.
We don't have a very strong structure that regulates all these things. See, it just brought to what I was telling you. Once you give them the matter, maybe as a member of House of Assembly, or as a maybe a senator, or maybe a governor, once you enter the office, the attitude will change as if I have been looking for this job for a very long time. It is my CV. I went to school. I came. I've been looking for the job now. The job has been given to me. Or it's my establishment. I established it. It took me effort, sweat to establish this company. This is my company. Then you have to stand behavior as if the office is yours. That is what we are having here. Then the public fraud, they forgot that the fraud we are seeing there is public fraud, but they trusted in you. That at any point in time, you must account for this public patrimony. It's a trust given to you. It is not because you are the best. It is because the people feel that all of us cannot be in the House of Assembly. So one person has to go and represent us. You are a representative of the people. So you are accountable to the people. Any policy decision you are taking have to be with what the people think. That is why in democracy, public opinion matters. If you are taking any public, any policy, you are making any policy decision, and the public say no, you have to backpedal. That is what Goodluck Jonathan was doing. Sometimes we make a policy, he watch the behavior of the people, the character, the behavioral pattern, then he backpedal because know that he is not there representing himself. The people give him the mandate to represent them. But today, what do we see? People privatizing public office. People privatizing public fund. So, the question is this. Once you campaign, you make promises according to your party manifestos, what you intend to do for the people. Once you win an election, the people trust you based on your promises, and they give you that mandate. Hit the ground running. Start doing those things. I will construct road. Construct road. Make them visible, even to the blind and audible to the deaf. Yes, I will invest in both mental and physical infrastructure for education. Hit the ground running. Let people see. Make them visible. I will ensure the energy is improved upon. Now you will be giving the matter. Ensure that the people enjoy electricity. Then I will provide security for the people. Ensure the people can drive without looking at back. What is happening? So when you do this, you are strengthening governance. The people are happy. Like he just said, it is true that the number of grants we have in Nigeria today is now overwhelming, has overwhelmed the availability of job opportunities. But you see where I have a problem? Is this. If the government actually fund education, the physical infrastructure, I'm not talking about the mental infrastructure, the lecturers are there to teach. But what is needed to empower these people is not there. They only train them theoretically. Now, the business side, what you can do now, you are graduated. If nobody give you a job, how you can commercialize your profession, how you can add commercial value to your profession, how to discover the business side of your profession. If you read mechanical engineering, you don't need anybody to give you a job. If actually there's a mechanic workshop inside the campus.
But there are some graduates who read mechanical engineering. They have cars. They also take their cars to mechanics.
That is what I'm saying. That is what I am saying. That is what I'm saying. Yes. It's just like somebody who is learning computer. Yes. You go to school of computer, they teach you everything you need to know about computer, but you have never seen computer. So there's no way you can leave the school and start operating a computer. They teach you the theory, the practical come. So that is what is happening. So as a mechanical engineering student who is being taught the configuration of the engine inside the classroom, you're able to come outside and see it physically. Oh, this is.
So in other words, the institutions ought to have workshops.
Workshops. When you see students, not even you spend less. You spend little time in the classroom. You spend more time in the workshop. You're busy.
Most universities don't have that.
That's what I'm saying. So in fact, there is no way your lecturer or the VC vehicle will be repaired outside the campus. There are students who are there.
That's why it's obtainable.
That's what it's supposed to. That's what it should be. So when these people, when I leave the system, they have workshop. They operate professionally, not like the roadside mechanic. But on the other side, the attitude to education on the part of the student is shocking. If school does not have a workshop as a mechanical engineering student, during holiday, why would you locate a roadside mechanic and become an apprentice? If it is 3 months, you are going to stay at home for the holiday. Learn the practical. So when you got, let me tell you something. I was in Lagos, Akoka. I went to a place. The guy has a shop. It's a mechanic, but you will never know. He does very well. There's a place you get to. In fact, when you get there, you know that education is power. Education has something to do in your life. It will just change you totally. When you go there, there's a man that will diagnose your vehicle. When he diagnoses it, he will write the fault. He will send it to another lady. The lady will now itemize those things that you want to buy. He will issue you a receipt. That receipt will be transferred to where they have those things that they will sell to you.
The operation is computerized.
It's just computerized. They will just sell to you those things. You don't need to go to, say, I'm going to Ladikpo, I'm going to, what do you call it? No! The things are there. They just give you. Yes. They say, sir, you will come back in 30 minutes or 1 hour time. When you come, those that will fix it after this chain of those things, they will just fix it. They will wash the car. They will pack it somewhere. They will give you a tag. They will label it. When you call, you don't pick your car. You are not owning anything. You are already paid. Education. Education. See education.
Thank you very much. We'll take a break now. And after that, Bishop Lucky Ogbonnabesi has a lot to talk about this topic. And we'll also allow members of the public to contribute. We know you have a lot to also say for those of you who are spending your 60 minutes with us on the program. You can contribute. The phone number will be displayed and you can make your contribution to the show. What a delight to have you on the program. 60 Minutes Nigeria, and my guests have actually fired from all cylinders. And the program is here. You can also be a part. Members of the public can contribute. Bishop Loke Monabiesi.
Yes, sir.
Now, how can we really, these are leaders. What advice do you have for them to actually know that the money they met in the treasury or government funds is not actually theirs? They must utilize it to help the people. What advice would you like to give them?
Well,
that's part of way of strengthening governance.
My advice to them is that all the campaign promises, deliver it. Nobody says you should not help your party people, but deliver in their promises. Let the masses have dividend of democracy. We need good road, we need good water, we need electricity, we need security. Nigerians are not lazy. We are very hardworking people.
Yeah.
Over the world, Nigeria is hardworking people. But because these things are not there, you are going to provide yourself light. If you're using you buy fuel. If you're using mechanic, you buy diesel. You all those things. When you finish all this, you're already tired. And these are not there. If you can do this, then the education setup, let the government set up a standard workshop for each institution. A standard workshop. Let the people, engineering person, have the practical. If you let the economy, have the practical. If all this is done, people are not looking for a job. We can fix ourselves. After all, a man that studied agri should face the bush and have a good agri sector, mechanical, commercial agriculture or farming, so I can make food for the people. An agricultural man should not be in the office and put on collar. It doesn't work like that. The man that studied computer should have computer facing him to do the practical. But when he finish there, if you're going to give him, he can have his own small little workshop or company to start his life. Then concerning this security, I tell you that empower our local vigilante, give them good salary. Start our local vigilante, say police, let them put the work. Then your name is not remembered by how many people you fed. It's how many construction establishment, good road you have cut and remember you for, not people you fed. After the so-called 8 years, if you don't do well, we won't remember you again. You have been deleted. But when you do well, we'll keep on talking about you. When he was there, when he was there, when he was there. That's what we'll be thinking of. But you know that the people they call themselves, they choose a special advisor around themselves, are the major problem of these governors, senators, people in power. Because those ones do not have good advice to give to them. Okay, now, you have set a man to be special advisor to you on agriculture. The man does not know any village where they make farm. He will just sit in the office and say, the Nigerians are not hungry. How do you know that? You say with this special advisor on petroleum. He doesn't even know how things are working, just in the office and just saying anything. Special advisor on insecurity. You have not gone to your area or look here. Yeah. He will just stay in the office and say, everywhere is calm.
Okay, let's just get our first caller. Good afternoon. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Benin.
Your name.
Okay, I'm Rosemary.
Okay, go on.
Hello?
Go on. Make your contribution. Okay, I think we lost that caller. You can call in, like I said, and make your contributions. You can be part of the show, really. Okay.
The special advisor should be practical people, fit workers, who go to various areas you are advising the government. Go to, if you are for agriculture, go to the village to know that what is working there, what is happening there. If you have to go to Luku, not to Sabde Avenue, to know that we are having peace here. Yeah. Don't just stay there and say you don't want to get to Ring and say it all is well.
In different communities.
Yes, you know what is going on. Without that, you cannot give the governor good standard report.
Okay, thank you very much. Doctor, okay, we have another caller on the program. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good afternoon.
Your name, where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Abu Saleh of Ifu Esquire.
Go on, barrister.
Yeah, so I want to commend the judge with you there. They have really judged well with the topic.
Thank you very much.
I think it's fine. I think it's also unfortunate that Nigeria can leave, we can send our aircraft to Benin Republic to go and quench a coup plot. We can have our National Assembly that has always been sleeping. They were able to see approve that Mr. President should also send troops to Benin Republic to help them calm the situation because of the coup plot. Meanwhile, Nigerians are dying every day. Nigerians are being kidnapped. Bandits are killing people. Nigerian farmers cannot go to the farm. Yet you have not been able to do anything about it. But you are thinking, or you are already helping another country. It's really unfortunate. That's the truth. That's the truth. It's unfortunate, and this should not be encouraged at all. It should not be applauded by anybody. It's really unfortunate that we are having insecurity in our country. Our president has not been able to tackle the insecurity problem that we have in this country. Yes, he's busy taking care of people, which means that the government is actually complacent. Because if the government don't have a hand in the insecurity in this country, then I wonder why the president has not been in fit ever since to ensure that he deploy military to enter our forest to flush out the terrorists that are busy disturbing the nation. When Nigerians cannot even travel again because of insecurity, it's really unfortunate. I think the government should have a rethink. What they should think first is Nigeria. Take care of Nigeria before you start taking of people outside. Okay. So I want to commend you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
very much. Thank you. In short, Barrister has just made very, very wonderful comments, I must tell you. It's just like you are feeding outsiders and your children are hungry. That's what he's saying. Yes, so, sir. Mr. President, it's good to be your brother's keeper, but take care of us. Take care of your people first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have another caller. Good afternoon. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Advocate. I'm calling from Igwebe.
Okay, Advocate from Igwebe. Thank you for being a part of the program. Make your position known.
You see, they have squeezed people, the leaders of this country. Do you know why they went to Benin Republic to quit? They take that as a priority? Because they knew quite all right that if it could begin to escalate from one country to another in West Africa, they themselves will also be shaking. That is why they have to prioritize that one. So the one that is happening here, they are less concerned. That is what concerns them because they don't want to lose power.
With you that they are less concerned. They are also doing their best. Maybe their best need to be improved. Okay, we just lost Advocate. Oh, Advocate from Igwebe. Okay, thank you very much. Let me quickly make this comment so that Dr. Akalame and our viewers out there can contribute. Now, have you observed in Benin City, the capital of Edo State, whenever anybody is about to build in any community, before you know what's going on, boys are already with you.
Yes.
They know the day you are there. They know immediately you step into that land. They know that you want to start digging foundation. They are there to ask you for money. The question is, if our youth leaders known as Okaigele in Benin City know how to monitor builders or know how to monitor people who want to build without any form of communication, they have a way of carrying out their own communication. They know immediately you enter that land. Why can't we use that same system, that same strategy to police our communities, to ensure that if there's a stranger in any of our community, action is taken? Dr. Akelem, before you talk on that, let's just get this caller. Good afternoon. Hello. Your name, where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Advocate.
Okay, we lost your call. Please, just make it as brief as possible. Thank you.
Yes, I have almost rounded up. What I want you to know is that they have to give that one a priority because that one concerns them directly. They want to consolidate their position. They don't want to live there. So they are more concerned with that one than the one that is happening here. You can see the supersonic speed at which they are attended to that one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm okay. Yeah, quick one, Dr. Akalame.
Yeah. There are limitations.
Okay.
That is why on my own, I want to appeal to the governor of Edo State to empower our local vigilante, empower them, and then legalize the kind of weapon they use. Because if you're in your community, you cannot make use of a weapon that is not legalized. Because if you are being caught, you treat you the same way they will treat that kidnapper. So the community must work in harmony with the commissioner of police, with the approval of the governor, empowering those local vigilante. I know there was a time before the election that some weapons were withdrawn from the vigilante. And I also want to appeal again to the governor to ensure that these vigilante are empowered.
Okay, you continue, but let's take this caller. Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon.
Your name? Where are you calling from?
First time, Samoyi, former staff of Radio. I'm very happy to hear this kind of comment. The important thing is that there is no that there is sponsor. Even concerning Boko Haram, concerning the oil money, concerning the plane that is landed in by mistake in Burkina Faso. This is a terrible. What is happening? Are we in a state of quagmire? I don't even know how to qualify Nigeria. Once I talk to me, how can we go with that? Please, I love the way you laugh.
Thank you very much. Well, it is we are optimistic that the leaders will get it right and Nigeria will be taken out of the doldrum and catapulted into very enviable position in the Committee of Nations. We have another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Akere.
Calling from where?
I'm playing for Benin.
Okay, go on.
The issue we are having in this country is three big problems. Number one, corruption. Number two, nepotism. Number three, tribalism. Until we sacrifice all these three aspects, we will not go anywhere. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. He just summed it up. He said corruption, he said nepotism, he said tribalism, that these are some of the very, very negative factors diminishing whatever any government is doing. Until they remove these factors, we can't see a good government. That's what he's saying. We have another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Pastor Mod. I want to commend the clergymen there.
Thank you.
There's one thing I want to let you people know. Whether in Nigeria, in Burkina Faso, wherever they are planning coup, they make it secret. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they fail. If we want to tackle insurgency, we should not start announcing it. Whatever our strategy is, let it, the security men keep it within themselves. In Benin language, so they keep it within themselves.
Yeah.
The America has promised coming to Nigeria. The kidnappers started kidnapping our children so that you cannot fight them while they are with the children. Can you go there and fight them? If you fight them, you are killing the children. They know what they are doing by kidnapping these children. They want to use these children as a strategy to block themselves. Should get anybody is coming. Look, let me tell you, when our security men were supposed to strike, they don't strike. It is not that they are with our children, whether the children or whatsoever, they now want to fight. Who are you going to fight? The children that they kidnap? Let us start deceiving ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. What this caller has just said is that there should be secret strategy by the security agencies in tackling insecurity. The government should also have strategy, but it should not be announced until implemented, so that there will be what we call element of surprise. That's what he's saying. We have another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Hello.
Your name, where are you calling from? Okay, I think we have network problem there. Yes, Akalame, you were making a...
Yes, you see, the communities, as we speak, though they have no community without vigilante, but they don't have the kind of weapon to withstand those guys inside the bush. The kind of weapon they use in the forest, 5 of them can pursue everybody in the community. Because that's why the government have to empower the vigilante.
Are you saying they should upgrade the weapons?
Yes, upgrade
what they use now.
Yes, yes, they should go.
From
yes, they should go with the top. They should go into sophisticated. Okay. Empower them, pay them stipends, let them know what they are doing. And sometimes, if I drive around Benin, I see some vigilante on the road with police officers. For what? Sometimes I ask questions. Why? Why are they there? They're supposed to be there. Let them stay where they should be. They should
be separated.
What are they doing on the road? They cannot be on the road inside the town now. Okay. How can a vigilante ask you to slow down? What do you want to see inside the vehicle? Leave the one for police now.
They should go to the villages.
Let's go to the villages. Go to the villages. You see, it's annoying. What is vigilante? What are they doing on the road with police officers? You see 3 people, you see 2 vigilante members.
Okay, we have another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from? Okay, and we're having network problem with that particular caller. Okay.
Yeah, the governor should empower the vigilante, as he has started. I saw him the governor is doing very well. I see he's doing some things that I've seen. I saw him bought some vehicles, motorbikes. Yeah. At least the guy is doing well. He cannot ride on those people, police that will use them.
We have another caller. Let's speak. Hello. Your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Advocate. I come back. Yeah, you see, the issue of vigilante is really worrisome because the vigilante we are having nowadays is either they are in a burial ceremony or they are just in the township where there are people. Is there the essence of setting them up? It's something they need to look into.
Okay, I apologize for that technical hitch, but we are glad to be back. We just got a caller who said that vigilantes are being found at different funeral ceremonies, funeral events. Is that the reason why they were set up? So whoever is in charge of the Edo security network, please listen to that caller. Vigilantes should not be found in funeral events. They should be carrying out their duties of ensuring security of lives and property, different nooks and crannies of the states. Okay, your concluding remarks, Bishop Locke.
As I said before, let the government empower the vigilantes. Give them good weapon, give them good salary. Then also work with your Kaigele so that they can use their boy when they start the community system to protect the community.
Yes, I said something just now that a developer, the day you step on your land in any community, Okagele will send boys there. How is Okagele aware that somebody is about to start development? Can they use that same pattern to ensure security
in their community?
So that's a challenge to all the youth leaders in Edo State, the Okagele, the youth leaders, the different communities. That strategy people use in monitoring whoever want to build. You need to monitor your community to know whenever strangers enter your community. Okay, we have this caller. This will be the last caller on the show. Your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, go on from Igwebe.
Vigilante, all the local government in those states, they are not working. They are not working. They are where they do better, they will go there.
Maybe they were invited.
They're not invited.
Okay, thank you very much. Your concluding remark, Dr. Akalame, just a quick one.
Yeah,
concluding remark.
So we should try as much as possible to strengthen our democratic institutions,
okay,
like the INEC, to ensure that people confidence is being restored.
Okay.
and so that we have confidence in our democracy. Government should prioritize security so that everybody will be secured, will be happy to do what you have our daily activities so that Nigeria can be, we are giant of Africa and we remain Africa, and we are hopeful that Nigeria will still take that status again and again.
Your concluding remark, Bishop Lockjaw Malabe.
Well, I advise the Nigerian government, especially my state governor, to make security is like a personal business, so that things can get better for we their do life. We are not lazy, we can make it for ourselves.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the show, 60 Minutes Nigeria. I hope you've enjoyed every bit of this week's edition of the program. We still have some callers, but unfortunately, time is up. Hopefully next week you may have the opportunity to also contribute. But it must be said that security is the job of everyone. It's not only government, it's not only the security agencies. If you see anything, say something. And we must say that for the political elites, you must heed the call, the advice of my guest. The position you occupy today is not personal position, it is held in trust. You were elected to represent the people. The money is not your money. You have no right to use state funds for your personal work. So leaders must get that right. You have no right to approve any money for your wife, for your children, for your home. You have a salary, you have allowances. That's your money, not the state funds. You have no right to use it. So some persons believe that maybe they are elected, oh, the state treasury is now your treasury. No, you can go to jail for that if convicted, if investigated by the FCC. On that note, I say thanks for being a part of the show. 60 Minutes Nigeria. We'll talk about what happens within Nigeria. My name is Egosa Agbolao. I thank my guests again for their contributions. Bye-bye.
TV, certainly the best.